Hey everybody, I'm Robert Semrow and I am joined by
Nikki White.
And you guys sent us a lot of great questions for the Can My Dog show. And some of the questions though just don't fit into that format.
Right.
And we end up having the great conversations.
Epic conversations.
Yeah. And so we decided to go ahead and just share some of those conversations on camera because some of them are epic. And, again, you guys are asking, so we want to respond, but it just doesn't fit that format. So we thought we'd have some fun with it. And I am going to kick this one off because this is one that I am so passionate about. And that is the term pet parent. And people have gotten so just angry with me and all the rest because I always go, yeah, I'm a pet parent and hey, pet parents. And I mean, I have had different websites and blogs and people, even within the industry, just go at me of like, I so am annoyed that you're using the term pet parent and this, you didn't give birth to it. And I'm like, whoa, wow, you have some pretty high standards of what a parent is. And frankly, they're just a little bit warped. For me, the whole idea of pet parenting is just that whole notion of elevating my concern, my care, my efforts, and my focus on that being. And let's be clear, it's a being, it's a living being.
It feels.
Yeah.
It has feelings.
You know, so
what a concept.
I just really feel like, you know what, my dogs are absolutely a part of my family. Even my tortoises are a part of the family. I do understand though when people will say, well, you know, hey, look, there's ramifications legally and this and that. I get that.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because, you know, listen, we don't need everybody coming in and trying to police everybody and calling the authorities saying, I don't like that they're feeding this to their dog or they've got their dog, you know, on a electronic fence. There are some boundaries that do exist within the discussion. And I totally understand that and recognize that. But as a way to convey how you feel about your pets, so what if I say I'm a dog parent, I'm a cat parent, I'm a bird parent?
So let's think about the opposite. Like, what would you call yourself if you're not a pet parent and you would be a pet owner, right? And there, to me, is a complete mindset change when you're an owner versus a parent, right? You have that extra level of responsibility and care and really having that empathetic response to another living, breathing thing when you're a parent. When you're an owner, you own property now. So you strip away that emotion and the empathy and compassion that goes along with it, and now you own a piece of property.
Well, and I do think there's a lot of people, there are possessions that I have that I am passionate about and that I do care for more than other things that I own. And I know there are folks probably watching this screaming, hey, I love my car, I care about my car as much as anything else, or my, collection of this or that. Totally get that, but in the scope of things, it doesn't have a heartbeat. And, my mom would always be like, if it doesn't have a heartbeat, it can be replaced. Not necessarily, Mom, but, love the notion. But the reality is, if, emergency situation occurs, I'm grabbing things with heartbeats and getting them to safety first. That's my top priority, my top emphasis. And really, the first thought in every thought that I have. Oh, I'm going to go do this today. But have I taken care of my human kids? Have I taken care of my four-legged kids? And that's that thought process. Another term that I hear quite often is dog guardian, pet guardian, and certainly has a lot of validity. And I think, again, it's another elevation beyond ownership. And for me, I think that's the thing that I'm looking for is just, let's acknowledge it. I'm like, my God, the impact that the pet industry has on the economy and how much people spend and how much people care for, how much time they spend. It's more than a possession. And so but I do respect the pet guardian
I like that one too. It just is a mouthful a little bit. You know, that's in it. The sentiment is there for me. I often call myself a pet guardian as well, because I kind of put myself on an equal playing field with my dogs. I am a human, but I am not better or more worthy than them. They are still a living, breathing heartbeat. So I try to put myself on their level. And when you do that, sometimes the parenting word slips away. When you have equal respect, it's not so much that I am a parent over you, but I am responsible for you, so I am your guardian now. So right. I find myself calling myself that a lot too.
I think the thing for me though too, in that distinction between ownership, guardianship, pet parenting, is for me, there's also that, and you and I talk about mindfulness a lot. We talk about the symbiotic relationships, and that's another differentiator. Is something I own that's doesn't have a heartbeat, doesn't have a spirit, etc. I still gain from that, but not like when Bella walks into the room, or Sugar would walk in the room, or the tortoise is walking. There is just something that I immediately get out of their presence, and then the interactions, and they can just lift a room. And, certainly I can have reactions like that to certain possessions, but it is not so symbiotic, and it's not so freely given. I mean, that's the other side of this, right? Is I don't have to do anything. Bella, Sugar, Zoe, they would give to me unconditional love. Right. They would give to me unconditional energy, be a part of things, be involved with things, and really kind of take over.
Enhances life. Like they enhance
exactly.
life, and so can possessions can do that too. But I think there's that extra element when something is living and breathing and feeling, that there is this give and take between two beings that coexist together.
Right.
And that's kind of the part, right? Like it's coexisting / parenting over something,
right?
Well,
and again, like you just said too, it's also just a label. So what? I'm going to self-identify myself as this. Doesn't mean you have to change what you're doing.
No.
And
you can be a really great, caring pet owner.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to identify yourself as. I know though that me and the people that are in my group, we are parents because we have a vested interest over the well-being and the enhancement of the life of something else, whether or not that's a snake or a dog or a two-legged kid,
right, exactly.
It's all the same.
Exactly.
But you can have those same sentiments as a pet owner if you're not comfortable with the pet parenting word.
Right. Well, and it's funny you said that, like the two-legged kids as well. I mean, it's funny because
the bald children.
Yes, we have a process as well that we go through every day. We're leaving for school. The kids don't run through the house going goodbye TV, goodbye laptop, goodbye phone, goodbye this. But damn sure they're stop, love you, Bella, hugs, kisses, smooches, hair everywhere. What are we doing here, girls? But and then dropping them off. Love you, Dad. Give Bella extra belly rubs. It's not, hey, turn the TV on 20 times for me so the TV knows I love you.
Bye, car.
Yeah, exactly. It's that inclusion, but also that it is so much a part of your existence, and it's important. So I just laugh because people will just, you don't understand. I feel sad for your kid. Trust me, my kids are loved tremendously.
There's not. Love is not
it's not
limited
a label.
resource.
Yeah, exactly.
Love is exponentially larger than any other thing on the planet. It's it's not pie, right? Like if I have a pie, I only have 8 slices. Like, there's not enough for everybody, but love, there is enough for everybody. It's not like if I give my dog love, my kids don't get love.
Right. Isn't it funny though? Because that's how some people think. Oh, if you would put them in equal. But the other thing too is like the loss, right? Because when you were saying that, I was thinking about that too. It's like I've had a lot of TVs. I don't think about the TVs. I've had a lot of cars. I don't think about the cars. You know, I might have oh man, I remember that road trip.
Maybe
Boy, that
there's
was a fun
something
car.
you collect that, you know.
But I don't find myself crying over any of that stuff. I'll have something that'll spark a memory of any of the dogs that have been in my life. And, you know, I'm getting emotional now, you know, where it's, that is how much, as you just said, it's limitless. That love that they created. And, you know, you have those discussions of, my heart is so broken, it is never going to be right again.
Right.
And that's such a blessing because they grew my heart to such a big extension.
That's true.
That, yeah, it's okay. It's never going to be the same, but man, it's okay.
Yeah.
And so
that's why it's okay when you want to call yourself a pet parent. Like, and since I'm not a human parent, I never want to take away that thing that is special to other people who do have human children, because I'm sure it is a completely different thing on a certain level. It's very similar to, but it can be completely different. And I sometimes feel a little guilty calling myself a parent because I didn't go through the human experience of it with other humans. But at the same time, if you just boil it down to, I have a vested interest in the growth and enhancement of another being, then that makes it.
And I think that's what's important is, again, acknowledging and elevating that this is more than an inanimate object. This is something I'm responsible for. I'm dedicating time, energy, spirit, all of it for the betterment of this being because they mean that much for me.
Right.
And that's what that's what it comes down to for me. And if
Isn't
you're
that what you do for everything that gives you value back? You know, if something is loving you without condition or without pretense, how do you not give back to that thing? That's not how life works. Yeah. Life works with a give and take. You can't just take. Yeah. You deplete the other thing. Or yourself, if you're a giver, you deplete. Right. There has to be an exchange.
Well, and I think one of the other things that it just does too is, you know, I know right away if someone says to me, oh, I'm a dog parent, you know, or I'm a parent to, you know, 3 2-legged kids and 6 4-legged kids. I know you're my people. You know, I know we are going to get along. We might not agree on everything, but we have those connection points.
Right, you're like-minded.
Yeah,
you know?
Where it's like, my goodness, I don't have to be, you know, it's like a lot of times people say, so, you know, hey, what do you do in the pet industry and this and that? And why do you care so much? And I know immediately if I say, oh man, you know, being a dog parent has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. Just like being a parent to my children, being a parent to my dogs has been amazing. And it's funny because also being a parent to both kids and furry animals.
And not furry animals.
And not furry animals, that's true. But it's so funny because I devote that time, right? So my kids have different activities that they're involved in. Having Bella, I find myself every weekend, I've got training class, I've got a sport class, the girls have this, they've got that, and so it's really funny because
that's a sign of today's parent right there.
All I'm just saying, exactly. And that's all I'm trying to convey to people when people go, oh my God, really? And yeah, I have thousands of photos of my daughters as well as Bella on my phone, and you're going to sit through all of them. No, but that's how proud I am though. And I feel that on a regular daily basis because they are living beings. There's always something that they're adding to my life on a daily basis. I can have the worst day around and, you know, my dogs, my tortoises will do something that will just flip a switch for me and I'll just go, I'm just one little being in this world. And I am so lucky to have this being. And that's it. So if someone comes up to me and says, oh, I hate that you always go, hey, pet parents, hey, dog parents, tough luck.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
This isn't for you.
You don't get me. That's okay. You wouldn't be the first person not to. But it is so funny though that people will get so fired up and you know. But it was a great question. You know, can I be a pet parent? Can I be a parent to my dog? Love the question. Keep them coming, because this is the type of thing that, and I love that.
And if we don't cut it off now, we'll just keep moving and going.
But I do love, I love what you shared, and I don't have a problem with the pet guardian. I don't have a problem with pet owner. Look, if you've got something better, post it, text it to us.
What do you call yourself?
Yeah, send it to us. What do you call yourself? Are you a pet parent, a pet guardian, a pet owner, something else? I don't know. Maybe there's a better term. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Awesome.
So if they want to reach out to you, they can do that at
Life with Laker on Instagram.
And for me, on all the social media networks, you can reach out to me at Pet World Insider. Thanks for joining us for another discussion.